Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you wipe them feet. That means hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. I also see Green Dot Gang heavy in the building. My brother Johnny Wade. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well, brother. Flores Plunkett. Eddie in the building. CGR is in the building. Louis G. Jeffrey. Cates. Mike Downs. All my Green Dot and non-Green Dot members. I appreciate all you guys, man. A lot to talk about today. Real quick, though, man, how was your weekend? Everybody in the chat, let me know what you guys have going on this weekend. I know it's St. Patrick's Day. I know a lot of people celebrate early. I know a lot of y'all are probably hungover right now, right? Let me know in the comment section how your weekend went. Look, I'm excited. You know, I got a big week ahead of me. I got a lot of content on the way. Got a few guests that I'm working on, so stay tuned. And once again, you guys, we're still kind of in the middle of free agency here, where every day we're kind of on standby, just kind of waiting because something's going to happen here soon. That first wave is completely done. That second wave is kind of went away as well. But, you know, there's still a ton of options out there, especially at positions of need for our Raiders. Wide receiver, the Keenan Allens of the world, the Stephon Diggs, the Elijah Moores, Amari Cooper, so on and so forth. I think linebacker, you guys, once again, we are still interested in bringing in Shaq Thompson, the veteran linebacker that spent his entire career with the Carolina Panthers. But I think we're going to address that position here in the draft. And then honestly, man, with the offensive line, I know a lot of people are upset. Like, why haven't we did this? Why haven't we did that? I put a tweet out there the other day. Like, I got to keep it a buck here, y'all. Like, do you honestly want to go out there and overpay for question marks, right? I love what Becton did out there with Philly this past season, won a championship. They surrounded him around a bunch of talent, converted him to guard, and he had a good year, right? Well, the Chargers went out there and got – the reason why I hate this is because the Chargers went and got Becton. I hate that they got Becton, right? But honestly, what does he look like without Philadelphia? We shall see here very soon. He'll go out there and battle for one of those guard spots, probably Zion Johnson. I think that they pretty much have their starting lineup, especially their two tackles out there. But, I mean, honestly, do you want to overpay for offensive line help when you can essentially go get one in the draft? We're going to get a guard, you guys. We're probably going to get a tackle potentially as well, but we're going to get a guard in the draft. The thing that everybody gets upset about and then they change their tone when we don't make moves, and this is the shit that gets me, right, is everybody, homegrown talent. Why don't we develop our own people? Well, we have a chance to right now. Our offensive line got a lot better last year when Philbin took over and JPJ went to center, right? It got a lot better. Well, guess what? We still have a ton of young guys on that O-line that we have to develop on rookie deals. Parham, what are we doing with him? Is he going to be, at this point, a reserve, a starter, a backup center? What will he be? You have JPJ, who's going to be a star at the center position, barring any injuries, God forbid. You have Colton Miller, who's on a great deal right now, who got stronger as the year progressed last season. He's a homegrown talent. But then you got other guys like DJ Glaze at right tackle, who looked really good for us at right tackle last year. You have Mumford still on a rookie deal. You have Jordan Meredith coming back, who's still fairly young. We have a ton of talent on our own O-line that we need to develop. So I don't understand the thought process of going out there and paying for guys that truly didn't pan out at their other the other teams. Becton, if Philly wanted to keep him around, you guys, they would have kept him around. They've been paying their players. They paid Saquon Barkley shit ton of money. They paid Zach Brown back, brought him back. The linebacker paid him a shit ton of money, right? Instead of keeping Becton, they made a move and went and got Kenyon Green, a guy who has not panned out at the next level, former first-round pick from the Houston Texans. So at this point, I think we got to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. We can't have it both ways, you guys. You can't say we need to develop our own talent and then we don't allow them a chance to develop. Let these guys have some time to figure it out. I think Pete Carroll and company, Chip Kelly and these guys are actually excited about what we have on that O-line. And progressively, they got better week in and week out last year as well. We had some moving pieces there, right? Last year, we brought 2 veteran guards in, Andres Pete, Cody Whitehair, that didn't pan out. And I get that. We brought Alex Kappa in this year. It was kind of one of those kind of moves as well. But familiarity with Tom Brady and, Inspire Tech, trying to kind of wash his hands of that terrible year he had last year. We got to pump the brakes here a little bit. This was not a great class in free agency from the jump. And I love that we still have about $50 million to play with right now. Post-June cuts. There's going to be some surprise cuts, you guys. If we make some moves, and we win a few ball games this year, you want to have some money at the trade deadline just in case you feel like you're a piece or two away from making a run into the playoffs. So we got to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. And Rich, like you said, we have guys that have versatility on this whole line. Parham could play both guard spots. If you need to, you can put him at center if need be, right? You have Mumford, who played guard at Ohio State, tackle. You have a guy in DJ Glaze at Maryland that played guard, tackle. There's so much versatility on this whole line. Allow some of these guys to develop. We'll go get a guard here in the first 3 rounds, I'm assuming, and we'll be all right. But I think that O-line is actually good. And Geno played behind a terrible, the 30th, 31st ranked offensive line, and he still threw for almost 4,300 yards, I believe, last year. So we're going to be fine, you guys. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. BBW Enjoyer. I love that name. Why no Geno press conference yet seems suspicious. There's nothing suspicious about this yet. BBW Enjoyer. I love that name. I'm going to say this a few more times. BBW Enjoyer. There's nothing suspicious about this, okay? He is out there, working out in Florida and getting to it. Geno is very happy to be a Raider right now. Okay, he's already out there wearing the gear, and we'll talk about him and the Shedeur picture and all that. He's excited to be a Raider. He just got traded. Okay, we still have time to put this deal in motion and get it together. There's no real rush here, you guys. There's no financial strain on our end. If we don't get it done tomorrow, the next day, the following day, it's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. He is here. He is exactly where he wanted to be with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is definitely going to make sure his guy gets taken care of. I'm not going to stress out about this. And regardless of anything, let's just say, God forbid, something did happen. We gave up a 3rd-round pick for Geno Smith for one season. Let's just say, God forbid, it did happen and we didn't get anything done. Well, guess what? You got a guy in Geno for a year and you gave up a 3rd-round pick. But there's nothing suspicious about this. That deal will get done. I don't think that they're really in a rush right now. Geno's been moving around and getting right out there working with Stephon Diggs. It looks as though he was out there making some type of move with Shedeur Sanders out there in Florida. So, he's still enjoying the new thought process behind being a Raider at this point. So there's no rush. So CC, how do you pick Sanders over Dart? One beat a 4-man rush against Georgia, and one ahoy his pants against real competition. Sanders, Brat, nobody. Look, CC, you're already stuck in your mindset, right? And I am as well. There's really no discussion to have here. I'm a Shedeur guy over Dart, and I'm not going to change your mind regardless of what I say. I can go down the numbers. It doesn't really truly matter. I can go across the competition that he faced. It truly doesn't matter. I can go to Dart, shitting the bed against, who was it? Florida State, where he threw what he threw. I forgot how many picks. We can talk about, the competition. He threw, 4 touchdowns against Duke? Great. I mean, we can do that. You're stuck in your mindset already of where you are with him. I'm in mine with Shedeur. And there's a reason, CC, why take the name Sanders out of the equation. There's a reason why he has been mentioned as a 1st-round draft pick since day one. And Jaxson is just starting to gain some traction and sounding like he may sneak his way into the 1st round. There's reasons behind this, you guys. So, CC, salute to you, brother. I'm not here to change your mind. Hey, you feel how you want to feel. There's people that hate Shedeur. There's people that like Shedeur. There's people that love Shedeur. I like Shedeur. I think what he can do at the next level can be phenomenal, especially if you sit behind a guy like a Geno or one of those guys for a year or two and allow, to develop behind the scenes the way Tom Brady wants to. Great. But I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to sit here and shit on Dart or Sanders. I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan and supporter. I support the Sanders family. I support Shiloh. I support Bucky, all of them. It's a beautiful family. I don't know about UCC, but someone like me that grew up with no father and no mother around, I love the family dynamic that they have, and I love that they go to war for each other, regardless of what the media says about them. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? I'm going off of family dynamic and what I watched on the football field. And Shedeur, to me, played phenomenally at Jackson State and at Colorado. Doesn't matter what competition he faced, because we can go along. We did this the other day at the show. We can go down a long list of Josh Allen facing the same competition, CC, playing at Wyoming. We can go about Mississippi Valley State, Jerry Rice, that competition that he faced. We can go Walter Payton at the collegiate level, the competition that he faced. We can continue to go down the lines of competition that they face. That to me, that doesn't really doesn't matter to me. But salute to you, CC. Hey, you have your thought process. I have mine. Salute to Hug, my brother, the my father himself in the building. Hey, Graphk, with tax season upon us, your boy is going to need a printout of supers and gift memberships for deduction purposes. Salute to my dog, Hug, man. You know what's funny, man? I can actually try to get that for you, but I just appreciate all the support you show, Hug. Real talk. It means a lot, my brother. It means a lot, man. Salute. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me see. Why do so many of our Raider fans hate on Shedeur so much? Dual game screams for the NFL game, and I like Dart as well, but Shedeur don't blame. Look, Jack, I mean, can we keep it a buck here? I think there's a 70-80% of people that hate Shedeur, and I think that we can kind of put that in the box and understand why, right? And I'm not here to do political shit at all, but I think we can understand why. And there's some people that just don't like the flashy, people hated Dion. One of the greatest corners in the world, greatest corners of all time. People couldn't stand him, for some of the stuff that he did, rapping and dancing on a football field. So look, some people have their feelings about him. Football wise, Shedeur, which if that's what you're on, I respect it. If you see something different than me, we can battle that out. That's cool. But some of these guys, you're not going to be able to change. CC, I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying, there's a real reason. Salute to CGR. Appreciate that content, my dude. I appreciate you, my brother. Real talk. Salute to my guy, CGR. Hey, Chris, no, this is facts. Disagreement isn't hate, for sure. We can all have, our thought process, and we can agree to disagree, or we can debate on the show. That's what we're here for, right? That's what we're here for. But I agree with you. Heat check. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'll just say this. There was an interesting thing that hit Twitter yesterday, and a lot of people, question a lot of people that have these so-called, sources or non-sources and all that other stuff. We had some fun on Twitter yesterday. I'm not saying anything about anything. I was asked to not speak on the situation until it came to light, so I'm not going to speak on it. And I'm not going to say if it was Dexter Lawrence or if it was Jalen Ramsey or if it was Vita Vea or any of those guys. I'm not going to say who it was, but we had some fun on Twitter yesterday. But I do know who little bro was talking about, and I'm going to until that comes out, or if it ever does come out. Salute to James. People love to talk about Shedeur's competition and show respect to Gene in the same breath. James with a haymaker. Salute to my brother James with the $5 holler. Salute to my brother, man. Wasted is actually on a plane right now. Salute to my guy on his way back to the States right now, watching YouTube on the airplane. Salute to my brother, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, salute to Delano as well. Wipe them feet, man. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well, man. Run those numbers up. What you guys think about the pictures that came out on social media yesterday? We had some fun with it on Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. And to keep it a buck here, there's two ways that you can look at this, right? It's, wow, man, Shedeur has flirted with the idea of being a Raider since day one. Or Shedeur has flirted with every top 5 team this offseason. The Cleveland Browns. Every time I play Madden, I pick the Browns, Giants, the Cleats. I've seen some Nashville stuff out there, right? I've seen other things, right? These guys are marketing machines. They are marketing geniuses. And, Geno was out there with Shedeur. And mind you guys, a lot of people say drafting Shedeur at 6 makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Well, this is the problem that I have with this, right? If this is the guy that they truly believe in, Shedeur, to be the guy of the future, it makes total sense. But as Raider fans, it doesn't, right? Because we're not used to building this thing the way they would do this if they went and got Shedeur. Okay? What I mean by this is we're used to going out and making a move like Geno, right? We'll go out there and get – and Geno's better than all these guys, but went out there and go get Jimmy G with no real fallback plan. Is Aiden the guy? He's a 4th-round pick out of Purdue. He's not the guy you're probably going to develop behind the scenes. You go out and get a Gardner Minshew. I can go back years prior when we used to do this same thing year in and year out with the Raiders, just a different quarterback, same shit, right? Haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since Jamarcus Russell. Before then, it was decades as well, right? Well, why not make the move? If you believe in Shedeur, and I think Shedeur is going to be gone. I think I'm watching Aaron Rodgers very closely here, you guys, because it sounds like he's trying to make his mind up between Pittsburgh and the Giants. And it sounds like he wants to go to Minnesota, but it doesn't sound like that's a mutual thing there. If that Minnesota wants him, it sounds like Minnesota is ready to go the JJ McCarthy route at this point, and they should. They spent a 1st-round pick on him, right? But I'm watching him very closely because this can change a lot here. The trickle-down effect. If Aaron picks the Giants, does Russell Wilson go to Cleveland? He just met with them. If Aaron retires, does Russell Wilson go to Pittsburgh? And then where does that leave the Giants with the quarterback position? Also, where does it leave Cleveland? They just traded for Kenny Pickett. What route do they go? Fields is gone. A lot of these guns are all – I'm watching this very closely because if Cleveland falls out of the sweepstakes for any of these guys, they're probably going to end up taking Shedeur there at 2. Over Trav, over a bunch of these guys because they need to get their quarterback of the future. And they're probably going to say, you know what, we have to at this point. I'm watching very closely what Aaron does because it will be a trickle-down effect. Russ met with the Giants, left without a deal. They're still sitting there waiting to see if Aaron wants to go there. The Giants are another team at 3. What happens with them, right? Like if they miss out on these guys, Shedeur can be gone at 3 as well. So, but if he gets past these teams and he's there at 6 and the Raiders take him, regardless if Pete Carroll was 73 years old or not, I love the move because you're already thinking about the future. Once again, you guys, if we're lucky, we can turn this thing around this year, become a 9-8 team on the outside looking in with the playoffs or potentially sneak in. We can even be a little better than that. The expectations need to come down a little bit. You still have to build this thing for the future. The Raiders have not done that. We have just retooled, and just been mediocre or absolutely terrible or snuck in for the playoffs here and there 2021, i.e. 2016, where we had a phenomenal year. If you want to do this thing the right way, and hopefully Pete Carroll they want to win now. But also I think Pete is trying to set up the successor for the future. And if they believe that Shedeur is the guy and Pete has 3 years, 4 years, and let's just say Chip Kelly's the guy to take over later on down the line. I'm not saying he is, you guys. I know that has been a failed thing with Philly, the Niners. I understand that. But let's just say he's the guy. He's going to want to have his guy built for the future. So if they take Shedeur at 6, I'm not upset about that because they truly believe that they got their quarterback of the future. And once again, injuries happen, you guys. If we bring in Geno, and God forbid, once again, something happens with him, you have your guy of the future that you can throw in and get some real live bullets at the next level. I just don't understand the thought process of why would we take Shedeur at 6? We can't just think of the now. We have to think of this as the big picture. And as Raider fans, we've done this year in and year out. Coming off of a 10-7 year, we're like, oh shit, we're only a piece away. We're only a piece away. Then you go get Devontae Adams. We're going to win a championship. And you go 6-11. Derek Carr is gone. This has happened year in and year out with us. We go get Chandler Jones, Devontae Adams. We're on the way. We're on the way. No, we're not. We got worse. If you want to build this thing the right way, you got to build it the right way. And if Shedeur's there at 6 and they take him, I have no problem with them taking Shedeur, regardless if they even if it's Will Howard in the third round and they believe he could be the guy. Great. But all I'm saying is this. I don't feel like you guys should be ready to scorch the earth if Shedeur is there at 6 and we take him. But either way, he was out there with our quarterback 1, Shedeur, Geno, right here. For those who didn't get a chance to see this picture, they both put it in their stories on Instagram. There's another picture right here. Also, boom. That Raider hat that Geno has on is fire as hell. But they both share these pictures. Silver and blacked out, both of them. So, it's interesting. This could be another Shedeur, troll antic before the draft comes around, right? Or this could be a kind of coming to Jesus moment. Like, hey, I may fall to 6 and I may have to sit behind Geno for a few years, before I really get my feet wet at the NFL level. It's going to be interesting to see. And once again, nobody knows truly what we're going to do here yet, right? Shedeur doesn't know what team's going to take him. The Browns can say, we're taking you at 2, and plans switch. Plans change. You know what I mean? What if they get Russell Wilson and they want to run with a veteran? Things change. The Giants, Shedeur, we'll commit to you right now. That doesn't mean anything. Things change. A player can drop. Abdul Carter can be there. Travis Hunter can be there at 3. And the Giants may change their tone. They may say, look, fuck it. We'll get our quarterback next year. So, but I just found this funny, you guys, that, leading up to the draft, free agency going on, we signed Geno Smith, and he's out there in Florida taking some pictures, silver and blacked out, with Shedeur Sanders, with all the ties with Shedeur connected to the Raiders since last season. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. Salute to Geno, salute to Shedeur, and salute to Shedeur's marketing team, as always, doing a phenomenal job this offseason, keeping him connected to a lot of these teams in the top 10. Salute to Hug, gifting 10 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, I appreciate you so much. Salute to the new members in the building. If you missed out on those and you want to become Green Dot Gang, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on. Salute to the 1,320 people here in the building as well, whether you're watching on Twitter or YouTube. If you want to get your comments in, jump over to YouTube, you guys. OLV Raiders Network, and I'll try and answer as many questions as possible. This is your guys' show, Coffee and Convo. Anytime I do these shows by myself, I try to get as many comments in as I can. Salute to Hug. Salute to 2-4. Wasted. It was the Bahamas weather that gave you the silky, smooth skin, my brother. Don't lie, Graphk, with that fire content. Salute to my guy 2-4, man. Salute to my guy 2-4. Let me see. Another interesting thing, you guys. Salute to the guys over at Silver and Black Pride. I think, was it Bill Williamson that put this out there? And Bill Williamson's kind of a Raider hater. You don't really see too much good that comes out of his mouth with the Raiders. He's covered them for years. I believe he's located in the Bay Area, right? And honestly, there hasn't really been a lot to be happy about with the Raiders since he's covered them. Okay, I'm looking right now. He's covered the NFL since 96, covered the Raiders since 2008. So there's been some bad seasons that Bill Williamson has covered this team. But he put an interesting tidbit out there, you guys. So Pete Carroll, everyone knows he's been a head coach, USC, Seattle. He's had his fair of teams that he's coached for, right? Former DB himself. But he's been a head coach in 3 other NFL cities. And in each of his first year with his new team, this is a phenomenal fact that Bill Williamson found. Every team in the first year in his new 3 cities he's took a defensive back in the first round. So I don't know if this is a trend that he's going to continue here with Jacorian Bennett in the building, Jack, DCAM, so on and so forth. This is an interesting thing. Former DB, 3 cities, first year, 94. The Jets, Aaron Glenn. Now he's the head coach out there, Aaron Glenn. 97, New England Patriots. Took Chris Canty there, DB, 1997. 2010, Seattle Seahawks, first year. Who'd he take? Earl Thomas. So this is a great, great find by Bill Williamson. I wanted to throw that out there because I wanted to shed some light on this article for those who haven't got a chance to see it. Go to silverandblackpride.com. Great, great read here. And he says, is this a coincidence or is this something that he sticks to? Because if so, the Raiders may be looking at Will Johnson, Michigan, right there in the first round, right there at 6, or potentially trading back and taking him there at the, maybe in the middle of the first or somewhere in that 10 to 12 range, if we could find a trade suitor. But interesting that Pete Carroll has taken a DB every year, his first year as a head coach in all 3 cities. Aaron Glenn, Jets, Chris Canty, the Patriots, Earl Thomas with the Seahawks. So it's going to be interesting to see if they continue this trend going into Las Vegas in year 1 with Will Johnson on the board. It sounds like we're meeting up with Siobhan Revel. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's a guy that we're going to take a look at in the first round, coming off a devastating injury, but a guy that is a ball hawk. He's one of them ones. It's going to be interesting to see. But once again, I wanted to shed a little light on that article for no one that, or maybe anyone who hasn't got an opportunity to see that. Salute to Chris. Graphk, this sounds crazy, but what if they traded Geno in the first for the first overall? It's not going to happen. 1 would be the Raiders do it, and 2 would the Titans accept. No. The Titans at this point, and I've talked to a few people. I won't put it. The Titans are kind of in a situation here where they're kind of forced to regroup here. They're kind of forced to rebuild here. Levis, they kind of killed his confidence in year 1. They need some skill players out there. They need to add a little bit more to that defense. They just lost Harold Landry. There's some moving and shaking. They missed with Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, the wide receiver. I know they still have who they have down there as skill players. Ridley, they have Calvin Ridley, right? But they got a lot going on down there. They're gonna have to clean up that O-line a little bit, get that run game going again. But I don't think that they're in the build. I don't think that they're in the mix right now to trade that first round pick. I think that this set in stone, they're going to take Cam Ward. Honestly, Chris, I don't think that they're in their heads thinking we can't miss on a potential blue chip quarterback, regardless if they took Levis in round 2 last year or not. I think they're going to take Cam Ward seriously. And if they are in a trade market, they're not going to trade, for Geno. That's not enough. That's not enough. They don't want to bring in a bridge guy. I think they understand that they're a lot of pieces away from competing right now, and it wouldn't make any sense for them to do that. I think that they would be calling the Giants. You guys want this number 1 pick for Cam Ward? Well, guess what? Give us a shit ton of draft capital, potentially a player, and you can have it. But I don't think that we would be in the sweepstakes to move up to number 1 from 6, honestly. And with Geno in the building, there's no real reason to move up to 1 and give up a ton to go get Cam if he's not going to play in year 1 or year 2. Shedeur, if you stand pat at 6 and he's available, I have no problem taking him because you can sit him and you have your guy of the future. But from what I'm hearing and all the reports that are coming out, it looks like the Titans are sold on Cam Ward, unless maybe somebody comes with, a shit ton of draft capital and they pull a Chicago Bears, Carolina type trade. I don't see it happening with this class. I just don't. Salute to Chris. Salute to Raider Pace, my guy in the building, man. Appreciate you on a $10 holler. I don't care that the draft is deep with running backs. There are always good players behind the best option at each position. Talk, Pace. Talk. Salute to my guy, Raider Pace, in the building with a haymaker. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to Cap as well on the $5. You think Geno ain't going to get that new deal until after that? No. I think it'll be done very soon. You guys, this is the thing. We already made the trade, right? We made the trade. Geno will be under contract with the Raiders moving forward, regardless if it's on an expiring deal with 1 year, which it's not. We didn't move a 3rd round pick to not give him an extension. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes. We're playing the trade market. We're trying to see if we can get some pieces in through there. We're looking at the free agency class thinking, can we maybe get a veteran wide receiver? Sounds like we were in on potentially the Cooper Kupp sweepstakes, maybe a Stephon. I don't know who we're looking at wide receiver now, but I can say that these guys have a ton of work that they're doing behind the scenes. There's no rush. And I think Geno understands that too. He wants to win, and he wants this team to be as stocked, or as stacked as possible going into week 1 or going into training camp. So there's no real rush here. He's a Raider. Geno is a Raider for the foreseeable future. And I'm expecting a 3-4 year extension moving forward. He'll probably be the guy, for the next 4 or 5 seasons. And if he's not, you can essentially, once again, heavy, like load that contract up heavy early. So those last 2 seasons, you can kind of move off from him, depending on what the guaranteed money looks like as well. But this is a situation that has a lot of money involved. And also there's a lot of other moving figures with free agency here, with the draft right around the corner. Cap, this is the thing, dog. These guys are newly together. Spytek, Brady, Pete. They're still analyzing some of the guys they have on their roster, right? Some of these guys moved on. They're looking at the draft. They have a free agency class where, like, there's so much to do right now. We've already made the move for Geno. I think right now they're okay with standing pat here for a second. They understand it's going to get done. I think Geno and his reps understand that it's going to get done. This wasn't really a money move for Geno, you guys. That's why I think people need to relax a little bit with this whole Geno talk, because Seattle offered him $40 to $45 million. There was a report that came out. He wanted to leave. He wanted to play for the Raiders with Pete Carroll. So this isn't truly, it's not just a money thing for Geno. He thinks that he can win with Pete Carroll in Las Vegas. So once again, there's not that big of a deal here. He forced his way out of Seattle. He wanted to leave. They offered him $44 to $45 million per, and he said no. And they went out and got Sam Darnold, and they traded into the Raiders. So let's not trip too much about this, you guys. Geno's a Raider. He'll be here for the foreseeable future. A new deal will be done here, very, very soon. But right now, they're trying to build this team around him right now, whether it's through free agency and through the draft. They got a lot of work to do in year 1 with all these new faces in the office. There's a lot of work to do. But see, 313, yes, Geno was getting an extension. Definitely. They didn't trade a 3rd round pick to not give him an extension. And they didn't go reunite Pete Carroll with this guy to bring him in for 1 year and move off him. Salute to my guy, Jason Hunter, my brother. Salute to the Demon King, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, I appreciate you so, so much. As always, King. Salute to one of the Mob Fathers himself as well. Jay, I'll see you soon, brother. Cigars out here. You already know we're gonna line that up very, very soon. Salute to my brother Hug one more time. Shedeur playing like that baddie in the club, looking for free drinks and getting teams in a fight in the parking lot. Talk. And also, man, this is very smart of Shedeur, because he's hearing all the talk right now of his stock dropping and so on and so forth. What was the first team that he publicly was kind of clamoring for? It was the Raiders, right? So him taking a picture with Geno makes all the sense in the world. He didn't have to take a picture with Geno. This was calculated, you guys. He didn't have to post the picture with Geno. Geno didn't have to post a picture with Shedeur. This is well calculated. It makes total sense, because once again, this is Shedeur saying, okay, well, guess what? Browns at 2, Giants at 3. This is just him kind of, if you guys don't take me, I'm okay with sitting behind Geno and the Raiders taking me at 6. This is what this screams to me. This screams to me, Raiders, they're at 6, will take me if you guys don't want me. So what's your move? I love it. I think it's very, very smart from him and his people. Definitely. Let me see. Was there some breaking news? Darney Holmes signs a 1-year deal with the Raiders, so he's coming back. Mr. Ass Man. Don't. Mr. Ass Man. Darney Holmes himself. Salute to my guy, 1-year deal. I'm going to look that up and see what that looks like. Not the ass, the contract. Salute. Salute to Mike Downs. Docs, I think Cincinnati did the stupidest thing paying two receivers. I do too. 1 million. Good luck, Joe. Laying on your back. Facts. Makes no sense. What are they trying to do out there? Like, that's not a way to go about this. Like Cincinnati has not been able to draft well outside of Joe Burrow and Higgins and and Chase, right? They haven't really been able to draft that well. They have a terrible O-line. They don't have a great D-line. Their defense was ass last year. That's not the way to go about this, putting up the majority of your salary for 3 guys. Higgins, who misses ball games, he's your wide receiver 2. Chase makes all the sense in the world. He's, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL, he's 1A or 1B. That makes sense. Burrow makes total sense. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But, and I understand Burrow saying bring his guys back, but you have a guy in Trey Hendrickson that it sounds like they're trying to make a deal with him now, which I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, I don't know how you use all that money on 4 players and then try to build this thing to the draft where you guys have struggled recently. But could you imagine paying T. Higgins before you pay Trey Hendrickson, a guy that's coming off of 17 and a half sacks, led the league? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, Cincinnati, man, I got a feeling they're going to be bad for a long time. And I have a feeling if it's not next year or another 2 years, these guys are going to be asking to get out of there. Definitely. Downs makes no sense. That's not the way you build in the NFL. You got to build through the draft. You can't pay all these guys, especially 2 receivers. Makes no sense. Salute to Pace, my dog. It's so refreshing having a regime that I know won't do dumb. Hit the first round pick as recent as Farrell, Arnett, Leatherwood, and Tyree. Talk. Still early though, Pace. Still early. So, we'll see. But I don't think that Brady, Spytek, Pete, and those guys are gonna miss at all in the first round. I don't. You know what I mean? I think they get a blue chip guy there at 6, or they trade back and we stockpile some guy. I think honestly, I just told Jason this through text yesterday. Kind of a bold take, but I think we get 3 or 4 starters in this year's draft. Honestly, we got 3 last year. You got Glaze, you got JPJ, you got Brock Bowers. I think this year you can get 3 or 4 starters. You could probably find a linebacker there. You could find a wide receiver 1. You're going to get a running back who's probably going to be your number 1 guy in the draft, right? So honestly, and then you may get a guard or potentially a corner that can start for you, right? You could probably get 3 or 4 starters in this year's draft, and it's a deep class at certain in certain positions. So you can get a corner those first 3 rounds, potentially start for you. You can get a safety. Let's just say Palomau isn't your starter next to Jeremy Chin, whatever it is. You can find a starter at the safety spot. Either way, I think you can get 3 or 4 starters in this year's draft. David McCall says, who do you truly want at 6? It just depends. McCall, it just depends who's there. If Travis Hunter's there, I'm running to the podium. You probably have your future Hall of Fame corner right there who could play some wide receiver for you. If Abdul Carter's there at 6, I'm running to the podium. Because now you have that bookend guy, regardless if you brought Kuntz back or have Tyree on this roster. Abdul Carter and Max Crosby, nasty. So it just depends who's going to be available there. If those guys are gone and Shedeur is there at 6, I have no problem taking a quarterback, regardless if Geno's in the building or not. If Abdul Carter, Trav is gone, Shedeur is gone, Cam Ward is gone, and you got Will Johnson, Mason Graham, and GT, I have no problem taking GT. Go get your running back in the future. So it just depends who's there in what situations. T-Mac ran a 4.48. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I'm just not that big of a T-Mac guy. I don't know what it is, y'all. I have this weird nagging suspicion about McMillan. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Let me see if I can find this deal here, you guys, with Darney Holmes. Jordan Schultz put it out there. Darney Holmes is re-signing with the Raiders on a 1-year deal. So right now, just going off of what we have in the building right now, Darney Holmes is your starting nickel. He's your starting nickel. If right now, the contract hasn't come out yet, yo. you guys. But 1 year deal, Darney Holmes. I'm not mad about this. And that's impressive with McMillan, you guys. I'm not here to say that 40 wasn't exceptional. That's speed. That's phenomenal. I just have this, me personally, I could be totally wrong, and I will eat crow all day, every day if I'm wrong about McMillan. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that McMillan, he just scares the shit out of me there at 6. He honestly scares the shit out of me. And maybe New England takes him there. They need a wide receiver. They can take Will Campbell there. They can take Travis Hunter there. But maybe they take McMillan there at 4. They need a receiver. They have not gotten Drake May any help yet. So McMillan may be off the board. If they feel he can be that guy, maybe. Been telling my boys the Geno deal will come, but Spytech is working to build this team, and Geno trusts Pete to take care of him. Side note, yes, little daytime Monday Night Raw. You see I started this early, right? Well, I started this early. I did this on purpose. It was essentially set up for initially set up for 1 Central Time. I set it up 30 minutes earlier because I will be out of here in the next 45 minutes to watch John Cena's first Hill promo. So yes, Will, salute to my dog. Appreciate you on a $10 special. Salute to Hug in the building once again. Real question. Where the hell is Cincy getting their money? Burrow on a big deal, and now Chase and Higgins, both over 100 mil. God damn. Facts. Salute to Hug. I don't know where the hell they're getting this money at. And he's been kind of like one of the more cheap owners in the NFL for a long time. Yeah, Big Mike, man. I've been feeling it, but I'm okay with bringing it. Look, if we bring him in, I'm going to root for T-Mac every step of the way. I just feel like wide receiver, there's a bigger need there, whether it's running back, corner, and then you can't, like Trav and Abdul Carter are generational guys. I just think there's a bigger need there than a wide receiver at 6. Get Trey Harris there in a second out of Ole Miss. You know what I mean? If he's there, go get you, Matthew Golden if he's available, later on. I don't feel like T-Mac, you have to get him there. And I think that a lot of people are underrating this wide receiver room already. I do. Do we need a wide receiver? Yes, definitely. But I don't think that you have to take one there at 6. Let me see. Rich, hey, hopefully, because if he drops, I'm taking him. I don't see in what world, if Abdul Carter is available there at 6, the Raiders don't take him. And if we didn't, I would be totally shocked, regardless if Malcolm is back on a 1-year deal or not. Max with the extension, I don't care. See, that is a real ones know, Chris. Kevin White. A lot of hype around that kid coming out of West Virginia, right? Supposed to be that guy in that Amari class, and injuries and just never worked out, never panned out. That's a great assessment right there. No, our draft plans do not change because of Darnay Holmes. Trust me. If anything, that's depth for us at the corner spot. Depth at the corner spot. Darnay Holmes does not change anything, you guys, at all. He does not. B, he's not talking about in terms of speed or any of that other stuff. He's talking about the hype surrounding him coming out of college. He's not talking about any of that. Speed. I don't even think he's talking about the skill set. He's just talking about the guy that had all that noise surrounding him coming out of college. That's it. Let me see. I can't say it. Well, we already traded for Geno, so it's not a quarterback, right? It's not a quarterback. That's a great question right now, Vegas Raiders. What's funny? Somebody mentioned Dexter Lawrence, right, in the chat. That would be that kind of move. Essentially, 27 years old, still has a hefty deal. I think he's a free agent in 27, 28. Coming off of 7 sacks, 7.5 last year with the Giants. You put him at nose next to Wilkins and Malcolm and Max, that would be absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. That'd probably be that kind of move. But I don't really know. Like, what would be the equivalent to a Luka trade? If we didn't get Geno, it would be Joe Burrow. to me. That to me, it'd be Burrow. That'd be the kind of move. No, Mikey, they're not going to move that. They're not going to move him. Well, 4-time All-Pro at the linebacker spot. They just let Greenlaw walk. He went to the Denver Broncos, got a nice deal. They're not going to move off from a guy who has 4 All-Pro years back to back to back to back. You know, he is the tone setter on that defense. They're not going to move on from him, and he's still fairly young as well. Hey, Jay, I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't do it now. Like, did you see that deal that Stingley got today? Would you want to pay Sauce Gardner that kind of money? Because he is sitting somewhere salivating right now, waiting on his next deal. The Jets are probably like, fuck. Derek Stingley just reset that corner market crazy. Sauce is in for a major, major deal. And I wouldn't want to pay that. Sauce didn't have a great year last year, you guys. I mean, I know that defense took a step back completely, but he didn't have a great year at all last year. Yeah, Mikey, I'd rather have Will Johnson. Facts. If you're going to go that route, just give me Will. Let me see. Salute to Geo. Is team waiting for after the draft to sign bigger free agents? No, not at all, Geo. I mean, who are the bigger free agents right now? Let me ask you that. What do you mean? Are you just talking about namesake? Because the biggest free agents are guys that are coming off of injuries and that are aging. So who are the bigger free agents? Once again, this wasn't a great class at all. So let me know, Gio, in the comment section. Who do you have the bigger free agents? Because Amari Cooper's a big name. 5-time Pro Bowler, right? 30 years old, coming off a down season. Stephon Diggs is probably the biggest name. He's coming off a torn ACL. Santi Samuel, injuries. If he's the bigger free agent, I mean, and I think he's meeting with the Arizona Cardinals today or tomorrow, something like that. But who are these big time names? Cooper Kupp just signed a deal for what, 15 to 17 million per with Seattle. Do you want to pay that? I just want to know about who are these guys? Who are the bigger free agents? I think Malcolm Kuntz was a bigger free agent. We brought him back. I think Adam Butler was a bigger free agent. We brought him back. I'm saying just for us. And then we missed on a few, Spill and those guys because they got paid a shit ton of money. Tim, yes, Stephon Diggs is a free agent. And it looks like he'll probably end up signing a 1-year prove-it deal coming off that torn ACL or maybe even a 2-year deal. But he's been out there working out with Geno. You can tell the way he's running right now. He's not completely healed up, and it's only been 4 months, so rightfully so. But still got the hands. But you can tell the way he, was cutting, and you can tell he's still coming back from a torn ACL. If football season started tomorrow, Chuck, he's not going to be starting. He wouldn't be playing. Salvador, you're not going to get Coop for $8 million at all. And to be real with you, there's no prove-it deal with Amari Cooper. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler that's had massive success at the NFL level. There's no prove-it deal for him, and he's healthy. So, he'll still get a nice chunk of change. $8 million, he's not going to do that. Let me see. Yeah, me too, Flores. And I think that he's going to be a tone setter on this team this upcoming season. I'm excited to see a Landon Roberts this year, man. He's going to be fun. He's going to be fun to watch. My apologies, guys. My allergies are kicking my ass. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, wipe them feet, man. That means hit them thumbs up if you're not subscribed yet. AJ says, who's the receiver you want us to sign that's not Diggs? It's Elijah Moore. That's the guy that I would bring in. Coming off a rookie deal with two situations with bad quarterbacks, and he's only 24 years old. That would be, if not Diggs, my number one guy would be Elijah Moore. And I have no problem bringing in a 32-year-old Keenan Allen as well. He's 6'2", 6'3". You got to get that big body option on the on the boundary. I have no issue bringing in Keenan Allen at all. Bring in Keenan, man. That'd be cool to see if he can kind of have that Crabtree effect with us. You know what I mean? Come in and be that guy that, well, not really the Crabtree effect because he went from the Chargers to the Bears. Then he'd be going to us, but you know what I mean? If he could be that guy. Let me see. Salute to my brother David Zahn in the building. Good to see my guy. John, it wasn't a rumor. This was just my boy Rain put something out there on Twitter, you guys, about he heard, and this was coming from the camp that he heard it from, the actual people that were involved, that we were in talks for a massive deal. Okay. And before I spoke to Rain, I said, I put a tweet out there and I retweeted him. I said, I'm assuming it's probably Vita Vea because he said big, all capital letters, big. So I assumed Spytech, Buccaneers, Vita Vea is 30, maybe it'd be Vita Vea, a guy that you could bring in at the nose to take that defensive line to the next level. You know what I mean? So, but there's no real rumor. That was just me saying if this is true, maybe it's Vita Vea. It just makes sense. He's from the Bay Area. You know what I mean? And Spytech and Tom Brady have the connection there with him. But the rumor was that, I'm not going to say who it was, but the other team was looking for first and that they wanted the number 6 pick for this talent on the defensive side of the ball. And I can say defense because Rain said it. And he said that he also, once he gets confirmation, he'll put it out there himself. It's not my information to put it out there. So, but it sounds like whatever team it was that he was talking about wanted the number 6 pick. And the Raiders weren't willing to move on from it. Once again, at this situation, I have no inside intel on any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my guy, Jordy. Super late, but I had to pull up. Salute, nation. Salute to my guy, my brother in the building, man. Appreciate you, Jordy, as always, man. Always coming through and blessing us. Appreciate you. Mikey, yes. To me, yes. That's all I'll say. Yes. Personally, yes. The age, the production, the position, yes. That's all I'll say, and I'll leave it alone. Once again, I was asked to not speak on the situation. So, but yes. Hell yeah. Once again, even at 6, it's still unknown. You know what I mean? Whoever you take there at 6 is still unknown. Can Will Johnson be the guy at the next level? Can Mason Graham be the guy at the next level? Can GT continue to be that guy that he was at Boise at the NFL level? So, Charlie, from what I was told, he put it out there that it looked like it wasn't happening. Full metal facts. Let me see. Oh yeah, Pastor Red. But this is what usually happens in year 1 with the new regime, right? We've seen this happen before. They assess what they have in the building. They take care of their guys, i.e. Adam Butler, Malcolm Kuntz, Max Crosby, right? They take care of those guys. But 1-year deals or 2-year short-term deals like Jeremy Chin, and so on and so forth. This is what happens with new regimes. They bring in guys for, like inexpensive deals. See if it works. If they do, they'll give him a new deal and keep him around. I think Jeremy Chin is going to be a player, you guys, that us fans are going to fall in love with. I do. I think that he is going to be the guy that, and I'm not trying to knock Trayvon Merrick at all. I think Merrick can still be a phenomenal player moving forward. I don't know about what in Carolina, but he got his bag, so it doesn't matter. But I think that he's going to be the guy that we thought he could be. Like honestly, in coverage, against the run, he's just a hard hitter. I think this is going to be a guy that this fan base is going to fall in love with. He'll be like essentially Spillane at the safety spot for us. That's how I feel. I think the fan base is going to fall in love with Jeremy Chin. And then we're going to be like, oh, okay, we get why we let Merrick walk. Honestly, I think that's going to be like the perfect comparison. We'll fall in love with Jeremy Chin the way we did Robert Spillane. Let me see. Salute to everybody. Get those questions and you guys have some fun. No, Valley Podcast, it was not by him at all. I promise you that. It was not by him at all. It was actually from the party that he was talking about. This was not from a beat writer, none of that. This was from the actual player. Newsflash, you guys. Some people actually know players involved with these potential trades or shit that's going on behind the scenes, and they're fed some intel, and they can say a few things. People know people, man. That's why I always laugh. I think I blocked like 20 people on Twitter yesterday. Like, it's just like, bro, like, come on, man. If y'all don't think that motherfuckers is out here touching grass and they know people, come on, man. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? And also, let me say this. I put it on Twitter yesterday, you guys. If your sources aren't Spy Tech or Brady, things change really fast. So even with my people, the people I know that I talk to that are close to this situation, they're going to get it wrong a lot because they're not Spy Tech. They're not Pete Carroll. They're not Tom Brady. It's going to be hit or miss in this whole thing. That's why I don't want to be in that source category and the insider. And bro, like, if you don't know the guys that are actually making the decisions, you're not inside their heads, you're going to be wrong a lot. You're going to be wrong a lot. So, it's going to be hit or miss here and there. It happens. Now, I understand some of those Twitter GMs that just say shit to say shit, and it's like you don't know anything. There are people like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, this situation ain't that. Let me see. Hey, man, 2-4, I'm telling you, bro, go back and watch some of that Geno tape from last year, the year prior. Man, if he could continue that, this is going to be a fun guy to watch at the quarterback spot. He can utilize his legs. He can get loose. He can extend plays with his legs. He has all the arm strength in the world. The accuracy is phenomenal. This is going to be a fun. If we get the Geno Smith that Seattle's had these last 2-3 seasons or whatever, the guy that Pete Carroll helped develop out there in Seattle, this is going to be fun, man. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun, man. Now, mind you, he's not going to be perfect. He'll throw some interceptions here and there. He'll make some mistakes. He'll take some sacks, pause. But this is going to be a fun ride. I'm excited about this. Watching him with a home run hitter in Trey Tucker, a true future Hall of Famer in Brock Bowers, that high-end wide receiver 2 with Jacoby Myers, and then, whoever we get here in free agency and one that we get in the draft regardless. He's going to have, look, man, this is going to be a fun ride. I'm telling you guys, buckle up. Geno's going to be fun. I know he's not a top 5 quarterback, but guess what? Shedeur's not going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. Cam Ward's not going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. That shit doesn't grow on trees, you guys. It doesn't. Newsflash, too. Matthew Stafford, if we traded for him, he's not going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. So it's not easy to get those kind of guys. Salute to Will. It may not be Sexton fans, but if you're not a difference maker, then Spy Tech is not going to pay you like one. And I love it. Facts. Facts, bro. Facts plus tax, Will. Talk. And that's what great GMs do. That's what great GMs do. They don't go out there and overpay and make mistakes, especially in year one, where Spy Tech's trying to set the tone here. Also, he doesn't want to, he wants to prove Brady right. He wants to prove Brady right in year one. He doesn't want to go out there and make, a massive mishaps where he can put the team in salary cap hell for a player that's not worth it. Love Merrick. He wasn't worth that deal for us. Maybe he is to Carolina, but for us, it wasn't worth it. Love Spillane, man. He wasn't worth that kind of money to us. Maybe he's worth that to New England, who needs to pay the money and bring guys in. That's not worth it for us. That's okay, you guys. It's okay. Will, I agree with you, man. Lewis, then why are you here, brother? Even your name says Couch GM. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. And trust me, bro, YouTubers are going to make mistakes. Most of these guys have no real idea of how football works in the first place. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to kill anybody in this shit, but most of these people just watch our team and they're fans and they talk about it. Most of these guys don't know how this shit works. They don't have any connections to anybody in the league, and they don't, you know what I mean? So you're right in that sense. Most of these motherfuckers don't know football. Then you got guys, that been around the game their entire life that know this thing up and down. But there's a lot of them that don't know shit about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's cool. Let me see. I don't know what you're talking about, Couch GM. I don't know what you mean. Okay. Salute to Pastor Raider. Appreciate you, my brother. Now let me say this, Louis. Who was my favorite running back on that roster last year? Who was my favorite running back on that roster last year? I mean, chat, you can answer it for him. Who was my favorite running back on that roster last year? Who's been the guy to me for the past 2-3 years? I see the answer. I see the answer there. Now, did the run game get better with my guy in the building? You said Dylan. Bro, Dylan is a friend of the show. I didn't say Dylan was the best running back that we had on the roster. He got one rep. Sincere McCormick is a guy I've been talking about for 3 seasons that finally got an opportunity and became that number one guy for us at the end of the year. Until he got hurt, we started to run the football better. The fuck are we doing here? Come on, man. Now, if you want to talk about me saying it was cool to move on from Josh Jacobs, yes, I said that. Because guess what? We want to run him back away. You want to pay Josh north of $10 million when we don't have the roster to compete right now anyways? It made sense for Green Bay to pay that kind of money because they're a playoff team. It made all the sense in the world for Baltimore to pay Derrick Henry a shit ton of money to be that one piece that's missing. It makes sense for Saquon Barkley to get a shit ton of money from Philly because he's the piece that they're missing. Josh was not the piece the Raiders were missing. He wasn't the piece. But let me say this, Louis. We all make mistakes. You're definitely right. Like, I've been wrong about things, but I'm gonna say this: what you just said is not what it's not right. It's just not right. Because once again, I've been an advocate for Sincere McCormick since day one. He got in, ground game got better. So what are we doing here? Nobody thought, bro, that we were going to have the best running back group in the world last year with Zamir as the guy. If he could have continued to build off of what he had the year prior, I'm going to be honest. I could have seen Zeus have 1,000 yards rushing last season. I could have seen it if he continued to build up and his going the way he was going the year prior. Could definitely see that. But it didn't work out. But my guy has been Sincere McCormick since day one. Game tight. Bro, Laube. Dog, I can't. This shit is crazy, bro. Oh, my God. I don't know how you can gauge a football player off of one fucking rep. It's too early for this shit, y'all. I haven't had my coffee, bro. I'm just like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, how do you literally – this guy sucks off of one rep. One. I'm not here to say Dylan Laube is the next Christian McCaffrey, you guys, but I'm here to say give the kid a shot. Give him a chance. Motherfucker had one rep. One. Sorry, TJ Watt, one of the greatest football players in football, Found a way to make him fumble, man. Happens. Welcome to the NFL moment, man. One of the greatest defenders in football forced to fumble, man. Shit happens. It happens. As Chloe drinks her water in the background. It's nasty work. And once again, you guys, the running back position is a position where you need repetition. You need repetition. You can't go out there and get one rep here and there and expect these guys to go full force and become an all-pro in year one. It's repetition. I don't know what AP had against, or Luke Gessie, where these guys had against Dylan, but it's repetition. You got to give them reps in order for them to get rolling. You can't analyze a football player off of one rep. So, Relic, I like Isaiah Bond. He's a dog, bro. He's a dog. Love the kid out of Texas. I think he could be a stud for us. Salute to my brother Wasted. You know, he put out a great video yesterday, I believe, on Isaiah Bond. He's a good player. Yeah, man, you know, it is what it is, Andrew. You know, sometimes you gotta just have that debate, have that discussion, kind of go back and forth with you know, when Lewis can have his opinion. I'm not gonna block him. I don't have a problem with him saying I was wrong or this, and that. That's cool. Bro, everybody's not here to agree with everything that I say. That's great. That's the great thing about these platforms. As long as you're not disrespectful, we're good. But the thing is, I'm not gonna allow you to get, you know, go out there and tell a lie. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, at least be honest in the comment section. You can't say, oh, shit, Graphk was at the club last night. I seen him and I was at fucking home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen Graphk at the club. He was with a bunch of bitches. No, I was at home. What are we doing here? I'm just saying. Salute to Zen Raider. Salute Wasted in the chat. You about to get blocked. Salute to my guy on a $10 special, man. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, man, you know, hey, sometimes you just got to do it, man. Sometimes you got to do it, man. This is facts, Hug. I definitely was. I'm caught. I am caught. You caught me. You caught me, bro. I was definitely on Instagram grabbing cheeks. My beautiful wife. G-Town, I'm not against bringing in Savion Williams. Big body wide receiver, TCU. Not against that at all. Not against it at all. He's a guy I'd definitely take a look at there in those middle rounds if you still haven't went and got, you know, that guy. Let me see. Boom. Isaac, I think we're around 48 million right now. 48 million. Let me double check this real quick though. I want to make sure over the cap. Let me see, actually. Raiders salary cap space 2025. I think we're around 48 million. Yep, 47 and a half. That's where over the cap has us. 47 and a half. That's where he has us. So my allergies are beating my ass. Salute to the almost 2,000 people in the building watching on Twitter and YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Hit that subscribe button. Just Raiders made 48 mil on Spot Track. Yes, I mean, either way, it's that 47 and a half, 48 range. We're damn near at 50 million right now. Back here, I see a lot of those pro comps. I think Cordell is a little different, though, man. He was different, you know. He's still in the league, but he was at his peak, in his prime, special teams guy, running back. I mean, I don't know, man. That's a hefty comparison right there, Bacteria, to say Savion is going to be the next Cordell Patterson. Salute to Kellenberger, my guy. I love this. Raiders, Lonnie Johnson, 1 year, 1.6. Nothing for a special teams guy that can give you some reps at the safety spot. That ain't nothing. That's nothing. Cheeseburger. Real shit. Big Mike is flaming wasted in the chat. Yo, he said his foot like a glazed bear claw, bro. Nah, dog, what in the fuck are we doing here? Yo, that's hilarious, bro. He's stupid, bro. Get a few more questions in, you guys, before I get out of here. Raw is about to start in about 15 minutes. I'm going to get my Netflix and chill on before I got to go pick up my boys at school. Once again, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, Big Mike is in here flaming Mr. Wasted Talent, man. And Wasted Talent is on a flight right now, on his way back to the States, and cannot defend himself the way he wants to right now. And I love every second of it. Big Mike, get your shit off, King. Likewise, man. Salute to my brother, Halo. I was just thinking about you, bro, yesterday, man. Salute to my dog, my brother, Halo, in the building, man. God-dependent brand. Appreciate you, bro. Likewise, brother. Let me see. Santi Samuel, do you think the Raiders will sign him? I don't think so, Helen. I don't think we're going to do that. Arizona got him coming in for, for a meeting. I don't think that we haven't even been tied to a Santi Samuel Jr. So I don't think so. Flores, that was Dwayne Harris. That was Dwayne Harris. A lot of people get them confused, but that was Dwayne Harris. Salute to my brother Chuck Taylor in the building as well, man. Appreciate you, bro, for rocking. Salute to James. Where can I find the Raiders hat they gave to the free agent signings? I don't know. Is it out yet? Let me see. Raiders sign Jeremy Chin. Let's see some. See if there's some. I'm trying to see where the hat is. Where can I find that hat, y'all? Because he doesn't have it on at the presser. Oh, okay. I see it. That's a regular Raiders hat. I think that should be available at RaiderImage.com. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah. At Allegiant. John, still in the works. No update right now. But still in the works. I'm not. Look, I'm not saying that McMillan's not, bro. Like I said, I'll be the first to admit if he comes into the league and becomes a superstar. I'll be the first to admit. I just think that there's other options out here. Once again, the Matthew Goldens of the world, the Trey Harrises. Yeah, look, I like Trey Harris. He's one of my favorite wide receivers in this year's class. Let me see. Nah, man, but salute, man, to everybody here in the building. I'm gonna go get my food together and get the hell out of here. Not too much to talk about on the Raiders front. If anything else pops out, you guys, you already know what time it is. We will be here to cover it every step of the way. Say, look, man, you got to show me that. You got to show me that. I need to see it. Like Mike Evans 2.0. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Piggy, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm seeing all this Mike Evans 2.0 shit. Like, what are we doing here, man? It's disgusting. Disgusting work. We're just going to Mike Evans 2.0. Just fuck it, right? Disgusting. Disgusting. I can't wait until we do a Graphk Wasted show this week at some point. Dog, that is just nasty. Nasty work. God, man, what in the fuck are we doing here, man? Now I understand why Raider YouTubers catch all this flack, bro. This is some bullshit. Fuck are we doing here, man? Mike Evans 2. What the fuck, man? Oh my, get the fuck out of here, man, y'all. Love you, Wasted.
That's what I'm talking about.